Welcome to Anita C 3D Art. In this video, I'm going to show how to create the hidden space inside the phone and render it into image and animation. We are building two spaces inside the phone, one in the front, which is the screen we usually see and use, showing the room's daytime, one in the back, which shows what it will be like from the opposite side while exhibiting the room's nighttime. The props to create this scene are ready in here. We are making a music corner inside the iPhone. There will be a turntable, record collections, guitar, speakers, some plants and decorations. I will speed up the process for the setup. I designed the music corner in the same height and width with the iPhone because I feel like it forges a stronger bond between the phone and the room. After setting up, I've separated them into different layers and labeled them into different colors so that it won't be confused later on. When the scene and camera is set, it's time for the fun part. First, make sure you have allowed the transparent background and it is in cycle render. This is very important. And now, we will use holdout to hide the mesh that will be shown outside of the screen so that it looks like the space is existing inside the phone. Use a new cube for example. Select the cube and click Hold Out. You can see that the cube itself, including the mesh sitting behind the cube, will be transparent. When you move around, the mesh will be appeared while hiding the others. In this case, we are hiding the mesh showing outside of the screen. We will need a bigger cube and cut a window for the screen so that everything inside the screen will be shown. Create a cube, scale it until it covers the entire music corner, including the sky. Set the visibility to wire to ease our work. Duplicate the screen and extrude it. Then crop the window using Boolean. Now we have the perfect window. Align the window with the screen and make sure only the phone screen is showing the music corner. Apply the Boolean if it is needed. Then click Hold Out. Now the hidden space is created. Check and make sure everything is nicely set. Deselect the music corner layer. Then we will set the background. The background is easy. We just need to adjust the phone, background panel, and the lighting. We also need to adjust the light and the shadow to make sure the whole scenario is reasonable when we render the image. In this scenario, the screen of the iPhone should be turned on. Therefore, apart from the shadow of the phone, there should also be a reflection of the screen light on the panel. We add a plane with warm emission material to mimic the light color from the music corner. The mesh will be covered by the screen later on, so you don't have to worry about it. I think it's all good for now, and it is time to set up for render. For this design, you cannot render the whole scene at once. You will have to render the background and the hidden space separately. We will need to render the background first. Remember not to adjust any color management for the moment. Save the background image, then render the music corner without the background. After that, we will combine the background and the music corner in compositing. Go to compositing. Use the image node to combine the background and the music corner together. Once it's done, we can now adjust the color in the color management. If you do this before rendering the background, it will double the effect on the background when you render the final. And it's done! Animation render will be different from image render. You don't have to use compositing. Undo everything in compositing and back to the layout. Same as the image render, we will do the background first. For the background animation, I set the timeline to 300 frames for this animation. The timeline in this animation is important because you need to make sure the frame is correct when we render other parts of the animation. Set the 360 degrees rotation by pairing the camera to a plane axis, showing the front and the back of the iPhone. Go to Graphic Editor. Select all and change the interpolation mode to linear, so that we have the same frames for the front and back. Double-check the lighting in the rendered mode. Duplicate the plane to mimic the light reflection of the hidden space on the back. Then select the folder and render animation. Make sure you have created different folders to separate the background, front, and back. The animation you render at this stage will be all images. Once all the scene is rendered, we will combine them into video. This method allows you to start from where you stopped if your computer is crashed. After the background, it is the music corner. The front part only occupied half of the whole animation. Therefore, we only have to render the frames that are showing the music corner. The front part of the music corner showing in the camera will be from frame 1 to 105 and from 255 to 300. The process of the back animation will be similar. There will be a few adjustments because we are showing the music corner at night. Adjust the background and the lighting to a darker tone. Then we will set the hidden space. Rotate the whole out mesh and the sky together. Align it to the back of the phone and add a light to the background. Move the whole music corner and the phone screen together to align with the back of the phone. Make sure the metal frame of the phone did not move during the process. Lastly, adjust the whole out mesh window to make sure it is showing the music corner. Go to Shading, add the RGB curve node to the sky and adjust it to create a night sky. Add the pond light to light up the corner. And it is time to set the animation render. Set the render frame from 106 to 254. Remember to save at the correct folder. I chose the same folder for the background animation, and it will override when I render. After all the scene is rendered and you have the images ready, go to Video Editing. Combine all the images you have and do the final animation. The screen animation should be placed on top of the background. Make sure the frame number is correct. If you found it is not placed correctly, you will need to go back to the Blender file and check if the keyframes are correct. You could also adjust the brightness and contrast during this time. And now we can render and save the animation as a video. And it's done. Thank you for watching the video. For more 3D modeling and time-lapse tutorials, please subscribe my channel and hit the notification bell. Thank you.